Okay, welcome back to another episode where we get real about love, relationship, trust, and everything in between. I'm glad you're here. So, we're going to talk about a few things today. It might sting a little, but it's something we've all either been through or currently going through. All right. So, we're going to talk about 10 signs he's just not that into you, but maybe just won't say it. All right. So let's be real. Sometimes it's not that he's bad or he doesn't like you at all. It just means that he doesn't like you enough. And instead of being honest, he just keeps going around just enough not to lose you. All right. So him keep you around because he must say, all right, let me just keep her in my back pocket, but not enough to truly choose you. So grab something to drink, get comfy, and let's break it down in these 10 signs. If any of these hit home, don't worry, and don't come for me, please. This is a safe space, and we're going to be in this together. All right? So make we talk now. We'll soon come back. All right, so we're back. So let's look at it now. So we're trying to decipher some signs, right, as to what could highlight when somebody's not even into you. Okay, so look at this. So here what? So if you're talking to a guy one day, you bring up your phone talking about how much he misses you. The next day, silence. Not even a hey. You ever go through that yet? And when you talk to him, it's just like, okay, because it could be a situation where, let's say you met this person just maybe at a coffee shop or in your town, at a party, church, I don't know. Wherever you meet people nowadays. I don't mean nobody, so I don't know. But wherever you meet people nowadays, it can come off like that, right? Where you're just talking to this person and then you say, all right, then you think it's a go on good, and then boom. Nothing. We did a talk for one entire, maybe half a day. You check in, you say, oh, this, that. That's why I not even like getting to know you stages of a relationship. It's just kind of draining sometimes. But nonetheless, give silent treatment, and then just when you're ready to walk away, boom, he shows back. He comes right back. Or it could be another situation whereas you maybe knew this person for some time, but then you decide to say, okay, let's try seeing if we could make this work, right? But conversation is going all good, and you might not even be in the same area or town. Have a good conversation going on for maybe a day or two, and then silence again. You know what? A man who is into you is consistent. That's inconsistency. It isn't romance, babe. It's really confusion. And most times, they might just entertain other people. All right. Okay, we get it. You might say, what's so wrong with entertaining other people? You're dating. And that's the whole purpose of dating. But I'm going to talk about here, you want it to be more than that, right? That's how I feel. And it's best then for you to communicate to me that we are dating. However, I'm also talking to other people. Because I could solely be dating you, but you moving around with some other people. So if I see you out in the streets, I may not feel away. You might feel away. However, at least in your head, say, all right, then this person is also talking to other people. You may feel a little bit better. But if you come around and both of you decided that where we want to just be two of us and just to see where it can go and laser focus in, then yeah. If I'm giving you that sign, I believe that that's inconsistency, and I'm gonna choose that as something to look out for, right? Now, Another thing, if you're always the one asking, when are we gonna see each other? And somehow he's always busy. I'm gonna put up the quotes, busy. Guess what? People make time for who they want to make time for. If you're begging for crumbs of his time, that's a sign, sweetie. That is a sign. I don't care what nobody want to say, right? I used to, hear friends talk about it, know of situations, whereas the guys, I have work, I have to go to the gym. In find time to do all these other things. I supposed to be priority. Like, what is this? No, you're not into me. I'm going to take it as a sign that this not going to work out. The thing is, people have different personalities, and I get that. However, if you are a type of person, and I'm not going to say, okay, you always need validation, right? But I'm supposed to be priority in your life. I could be living with you, whether it is my husband, my common law partner, whatever. I could be living with you, come out of the same bed with you, and when I reach to work, I'm gonna call you, hey, what's up? Through my lunchtime, I'm chatting up with you. That's the type of person that I want to be with. Somebody who I don't have to wait to the entire day end before we can connect with each other. You're too busy. If you're too busy for me and you don't have time for me, stay by yourself. No, make the choir preach and make the choir sing, but stay by yourself. Be busy by yourself. People find time for who they want to find time for. End of story, point blank. No, you have some men, right, where about them the emotional and them try to be tough guys and all of these things, right? When you look at it, you're never really having any real conversations with them. It's just surface level, no depth, no vulnerability, just memes and flirting, banter. I hate it, right? Emotional connection builds real love. Let me just repeat it again for the person in the back. Emotional connection builds real love. If he never takes it there, it might be a sign, right, that he never plans to stay for long. He's just here for a good time. As you know that saying, I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah. Just let us write that down. As I told you, pen and paper kind of girl, maybe we should start doing that. And the thing what I understand, based on, life experiences, hearing other people's situation, a lot of times women really set themselves up. Because you see all of these signs, but yet still, we call it young and gullible. As Shani Moore might say, Yamabella, right? Planting all the fields out there of yams. Let us not be yamids, okay? Be yamid for your kids. Be yamid for yourself, not for men. All right? Now, next thing. He avoids labels and commitment talk. I don't know. Yeah, I think, I've seen that before. Avoiding, and them come up with all sorts of excuses too. So as soon as you bring up the what are we conversation, he start acting all weird. Is like, okay, I'm enjoying the relationship benefits without giving you the title. All right? Now, that is a red flag, ladies. I mean, I'm not just trying to highlight just for the ladies, but men, it's a red flag too. Like, if you're talking to somebody, I strongly believe that, and we're talking about grown people here. All right? If you want to find somebody, find a life partner, we're dating with purpose here, and it's just a string along kind of a thing, right? I'm one of an instance where, okay, this guy was like, okay, we're not in the same area, we're not in the same town, The girl was like, okay, then make it happen. Let's make that commitment. Because the thing is, you have some times where people say they like each other, right? You have fun. When you're in the same space, it's like easy breezy, beautiful. And when you move out of the space from them, it's like, okay, where is the same energy like when I'm with you? And I get it. A lot of people need to be in with their partner. You can't do distance. But I feel, this is my opinion, like if you really care for somebody and if you really want something to work, you're interested, you're intrigued, you want to take the time, want to go the mile, you're going to do what you need to do. So it doesn't matter how near or far that you are, you're going to want to stick it out and see where it takes you. And the thing is, it might not work, but at least you're giving it the time and the energy to see where it goes. So if we are trying to get something going on, and I'm saying, let us put something on it. What are we? And if the man can't tell her that, him out there doing other things, him not have you upon him level, because when a man knows, he knows, right? And I always tell my friends this, right? And I think I spoke about it even before. Women will give men 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 chances for waiting for them to change and to be who they are. However, they can just wake up tomorrow morning, say they want this type of woman, that type of woman, da, and then they will find somebody else in that person who they put those lists in their mind and their heads, or them have you as a space holder until they find who they really want. Stop letting these men waste your time. All right? I'm just saying. Now, this is the next thing. And people can be also toxic, right? Because they feel like if my person is maybe not talking to somebody else, or somebody else is not showing interest in them, then maybe the person ain't all that. Toxic. That's so toxic. Toxic thinking, toxic mind, but we're not going down that road, people. Now, it's like if a person is flirting with someone else, right, in front of you, I believe that it's disrespectful. It's a sign that he doesn't even fear losing you, right? I will say that's an in-between, because that could also be the person's personality. You may seem friendly, but it can come off as flirting, maybe someone else who is on the sidelines. So I don't want to say it's a deal breaker, but it's kind of something that you should be looking for. And going through these list of things, it doesn't mean that you're going to take one thing and be like, okay, no, this person not into me. No, you're going to evaluate the situation and see if this is where you should be. And the next thing, I was speaking to someone because they listened to my previous podcast, and they were saying, you know what, at the end of the day, Chanel, I just feel like women don't know what they really want most of the times. And it's true. It's true. Sometimes you find a good man, whatever your ideal is of a good man, and he's giving you and checking all the boxes, but he just doesn't have that one thing. And because he don't have that one thing, you go out searching for it in somebody else. Men do it sometimes too, but I think for me, based on experiences and what I've seen so far, I think women create these ideals in them head as to what their life should be like. And when you don't see it happening in the same chronological order, you feel like, okay, I need to find it in somebody else. A man could be so good to you. He shows up for you, celebrates you. If you love gifts, if you love language, is all about the gifts, right? You know, long talks, going on trips, right? Whatever it is your love language, you know, protrudes out for you and make you feel happy. And then you find somebody who is just giving you just half of that because you feel like, all right then, boom, Chanel, look at it. I find somebody, right? that is giving me and speaking to my love language. However, he's missing, let's say, height. He's missing, maybe not, financially where I want them to be. Okay? And I find a next guy who's completely toxic. Let me tell you something. Him embodies hot and cold. There is no real commitment level, or him super love bombing, and that's the next thing. Too quick and fast and make you think that this is really real, but it's fake. Because you have some guys that go around, I can't say this, right? You meet them, when you just meet them, everything is so hot and heavy, and go really fast, but there's really no depth behind it. And then women will choose the man who got hot really fast, doesn't really give them what they should look for in a partner, and they drop the guy, or they friend zone the guy who is committed, listens to you, show up for you, for the man who is gonna put off plans and just never, not there, emotionally unavailable, we call them sometimes. But you know what? I just think that we just need to sit down and analyze all of these things sometimes when we are in relationships, when you're in the dating phase. If you have to initiate everything, you're the one texting good morning, checking in, making plans, and he's just coasting with love, or should never feel like, okay, then I don't probably need to do that. But I might call her 1 or 2 times in the day, or maybe not even 1 or 2 times in the day. If you don't text him, don't text you. Oh, sir. Let up on that. And then the next big thing is what can be a deal breaker for me. I even bring it over into my friendships, and I've said this to my friends before. If I can't be safe with you emotionally, if I cannot be myself, then we shouldn't be friends. I want to be my authentic self with you. I don't want to have to hesitate before I text you, constantly question my emotions, right? And if you have to do that with somebody you're trying to see if this is a person for you, that's not love, right? You should feel free to be yourself with someone who cares for you. That is just my top tier thing. If I can't laugh, when you come around me, you see me without makeup, I can just be myself, no weave, no nails. I look just how I am, waking up out of bed. And just to add layers onto that, if I have to question, I need to fix up how I say this. And don't get me wrong, you're going to want to talk to someone with respect, and you're going to want to value that person's opinion, but it should just be organically. It shouldn't be, I'm going to second guess and think, okay, I can't, no. Or it triggers him. So if I say this, he's going to be triggered, so I have to be very mindful. No, sis. And as I said, it also comes back to the point. Some of these men, them have this attitude to ghost you and come back. Right? Remember we said that? Silence, and when you're ready for leaving, just pop up back. For me, I'm a big person of normalizing putting you on unread. I'm not reading your messages. I do a preview. Sometimes I'm going to preview you, and I'm just going to leave it. And if you're not strong-willed, and I've said this before to people who I talk to, or close people, my friends, like, I can come to a point where I don't have to call you. It took some work. I might delete you, block you, just to not, just to remove myself from that. And you might say, oh yeah, but you can't just unblock the person. That's true. So what I will do is I will delete your number, because I ain't storing your number. I have too much things that's going on in my life to remember your number. So I will delete you. I will block you on all socials or remove you, right? And before I even start removing myself from a situation, I start just deleting you from socials. That's the biggest thing. Or I don't add it to my socials. I don't want to see what's going on in your life. So if I have to question all these things from an inception or with throughout or stalking, I start taking back certain things. So by time I'm ready to delete you, or if I don't want to block you completely, I can just leave you on unread because I've already started being emotionally attached, right? I'm just saying. Normalize leaving people wherever they leave you. All right? Yeah. I'm always 50-50. And I always tell my friend, good girl, Tati, listen, I'm matching your energy. I tell my friends, I'm going to match your energy. So anything that you give to me, I'm giving back to you. If you don't show up for me, I ain't showing up for you. And the thing is, you only need to show me one time. I've grown. Like being in a space, right, where I can block out the noise. People are like, where are you, Shannon? What are you doing? Like, you know where I'm at? In my house, where I'm paying large sums of rent. I go to work every single day, and if I'm not working, I'm at home, thinking my next move. I'm not out there and then waiting on you to show up for me. No, I'm not doing that, right? As I said before, ladies, choose yourself sometimes, right? Block out the noise. If you don't text me, if you don't check upon me, because I don't understand how women normalize this foolishness, right? There is no way, because I'm sometimes at work, right? And I think of my friend, and I might not just call at the same time. I might just text you, hey, what's up? How you doing? Da-da-da-da-da. You good? Boom. Right? And I do that for all my relationships. I match whatever energy that you give to me. So don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. And I had to start normalizing the fact that I always feel guilty if I don't call somebody. I'm like, but you don't call me. Like, oh, stranger. Hey, big head. Hey, no. Hey, stranger, back to you. I ain't calling you. So just let us normalize that. And at the end of the day, deep down, you've already felt it. Your gut already knows. Your gut has been screaming, this doesn't feel right. And I always say, your intuition is trying to protect you, so honor it. Right? So before you have the lesson to become a blessing, just avoid the lesson, right? And just skip all over that and just keep it moving. Yeah, I always do it. I go off on rants. I get emotional. I wouldn't say emotional. I get passionate. Passionate, I will say, when I speak about, love, relationships and all that. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I always tell one of my friends, I said, listen, I'm not one of those friends who's gonna see you being dumb and in love and I'm cheering you on. I'm just not that person. And I want for you to be the same for me. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna express to you, say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and I'm too grown, and I have different age group of friends. I have friends who are younger than I am, people who we're about the same age, so we have similar experiences. I have friends who are married, I have single friends, so I have the best of both worlds, I would say, okay, because I get to pick on some of the different things that they experience in life, and I look into myself and see where I want to be. So if I'm doing something wrong, or if I'm being a Yamabella, I want you to tell me as a friend. I'm not that friend who's going to cheer you on into a ditch. I'm going to say my piece. However, whatever happens, I want to know that I told you. Okay? I still love you, and I will still allow you to make your own choices. I ain't gonna judge you. I will tell you and let you live you, boo. But I'm here, and that's why I decided to continue with my podcast, so you can listen to my different rants and me going on and just chatting. So you can always let me know what you think. But the thing is, sometimes the hardest thing to admit is that someone simply doesn't feel the same way you do. Yo, that can be so deep, right? I mean, I remember my friend was telling me that this guy is checking all the boxes, right? Why aren't we together? We could work because we already make it up. We could work, but it's just not happening. But the thing is, you have to recognize that the truth can be the first step towards freedom, healing, making space for the love that actually wants you. Because if he would, he could. And if he could, he would. And if he wanted to, he would have. Right? So, I mean, if you saw yourself in some of these signs, don't beat up yourself, right? We've all been there. I know I have. But what matters is what you do next. You're worthy of a love that's loud. I always tell myself that. Clear and safe. Don't settle for confusion just because you're afraid of letting go. And easier said than done, as I always sometimes think on it and say, you know what, yes, people say yes, you can always say that. Or my friend was like, oh, but you always say yes. I will say it, but trust and believe, if I say it, I'm gonna do it at some point. It might not happen right now, but I'm gonna follow through with it. Where there is a will, there is a way. So, I mean, if this episode resonates with you, don't forget to share it, leave a review, and follow for more real talk just like this. Thanks for hanging with me today. And until next time, keep choosing you. We'll soon talk again. Bye.